Father, I give praise to you for what you have hidden from the learned and the clever. You have revealed to the merest children. Father, it is true, you have graciously willed it so. And so today we celebrate this Mass and this day, remembering Kateri Tekakwitha. Kateri, the very name, is Native American for Catherine. That was her baptized name. And she died at the tender age of 24. And she was only a Christian in the sense of baptism only 4 years before. She died at 24. She was baptized at 19. But her mother was a Christian and her father an Iroquois. So, he didn't take shine to the faith, but allowed it. But she was persecuted by so many. Smallpox went through their village, and she was pocked. She was marked with the scabs of smallpox, and people made fun of her. But her beauty wasn't in her skin. It was rather that was deep within her heart of hearts. She loved Jesus, wanted to be his bride, if you will. And she saw Christ in the people about her. And so even before she became a Christian through baptism, people recognized Christ in her as she recognized Christ in those people about her. That's what we're called to do. Today we hear a wondrous sight in the book of Exodus about Moses. Now you already know the story. This saga began Monday. The fact that Moses was drawn, his name meant to be drawn out of the water, because his mother put him in a papyrus basket and put him on the waters for Pharaoh's daughter to find him. And that day I remember talking about the fact that there had to be pity. There had to be compassion. And part of being Christian, if you're a Christian, you have to have compassion. But here's Pharaoh's daughter has pity on this little boy. All the other little boys at that point in time, the Hebrews, were being thrown into the river to be drowned. But she has mercy on this little guy. She draws him out and names him Moses. He was drawn out, and raises him. Of course, we hear too that Moses killed one of the Egyptians because he was beating one of the Hebrews, his own countrymen. And so now he's a fugitive. He goes to his father-in-law, so he's married now, and he's tending his flock, Midian. And he goes and we behold that sight that we heard today. His was one of being inquisitive. I have to go over and see this sight, a bush that's being burnt but yet not consumed. Of course, he meets God in a sense, and God says to him, I have a commission for you. I have a job for you to do. You go. I've heard the cry of my people 400 years. I thought to myself, God, your people have been crying out for 400 years. I'm glad you finally heard them. But it was in his time. It was his time and his way. Of course, and so the next few days we'll hear about those 10 plagues and the fact that eventually Pharaoh will release the Hebrews and let them go to that land flowing with milk and honey. Of course, it's still going to take a lot of faith. It's going to take a lot of suffering, persecution. People have to come to realize, as you and I come to realize, that God works in our lives each and every day, as he did in Moses' time and for the Hebrews, as he does for all of the saints who have gone before us, Kateri Tekakwitha being one of them. She was called the lily of the Mohawk. And see, it wasn't about her beauty, physical beauty, but rather her spiritual beauty, her love for God and her love for the people about her. And so she accomplished everything that God wanted of her at the tender age of 24. She was called home. So many of the saints, including our own Lord, at 33, goes home, completes their mission. So you and I are called to complete our mission. You know, maybe that is as a husband or a wife or a mother or a father. Maybe that mission is as a single person. Maybe it's as a religious. Thank you for being here, sister. You looking out for this guy? Did you come to see him? That's great. We're glad you're here this morning. Okay. Or maybe someone investigating. Huh? Josh is in the seminary, and we pray for him each and every day. But may God's will be done in him. It's a time of discernment for him. And so each and every one of us are called to witness to the Lord by our thoughts, words, and actions. May we answer the call as these men and women have done in the past. So may you and I do the same for God's greater honor and glory.